Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.
Welcome into room 442. A full house here. James Sharman, Albert Vartanian, Mikey Singh, and myself, Sarah Pararia, because we are doing our team best 11 of the season. Because, guys, it's all wrapped up now. The season's over. Champions League final officially done. So we thought it would be fun to do a combined room 442 best 11 of Europe's top 5 leagues. Now, this is how it worked. We divided the players between the three of us. So I chose 3 players, 3 different positions, gave it to James, Albert, Mikey, and then I chose 2 myself. So they have no clue what this lineup is. They have no clue which one picked who, and it's just
this is gonna be a bit of a
mishmash.
It's gonna be interesting. So I'm the only one right now that knows this formation. And apologies
Is that why you're laughing? Because it's so pathetic.
to anyone who may be offended. But no, I think it's a good group. It's a good group. So let's show 442's combined best 11. Gentlemen, who do you notice that's missing here off the top of your head?
No KDB.
No Haaland.
Massive.
No Haaland. Oh my God, no Haaland.
Massive.
This is ridiculous.
Who took Mbappe?
James
Mbappe.
Sharman right beside you.
You see the World Cup final?
All right.
Sharms.
This is how it's going to work. We're going to start from the back, and then we'll move our way up, and I'll go through who picked them, and then I want to hear why you picked them. So starting from the back.
I wonder who took the keeper.
Mikey Singh taking Marc-Andre Ter Stegen.
It wasn't Sarah.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Sarah for sure.
I for sure would have taken the keeper. He's the best keeper in Europe's top 5, but you tell me why.
Yeah, 27 clean sheets and 47 appearances. That is the most clean sheets out of anybody in Europe's top 5 leagues. He also helped Barcelona win the title. Yeah. They won a Supercopa as well. There are some other candidates. I think Alisson actually deserved a shout, even though Liverpool didn't have the greatest season. He was still solid for them back there. David Raya as well, another guy who potentially could be on the move to Spurs. Had a really good season. Shout out David De Gea, most clean sheets in the Premier League, but probably not on the list. Ederson, another guy, and if we're including the World Cup, Emi Martinez has to be in consideration also. But I think Marc-Andre Ter Stegen had the best season behind a Barcelona team who, in my opinion, I feel like they even overperformed slightly. So I got to give some love to Ter Stegen.
See, I didn't even think about the World Cup, by the way. I was thinking about club football. But
I didn't really, but then I chose someone, and they were probably the best for that position club-wise, but then the World Cup also just gave them a bit of a
It is a part of the season, right?
Yeah, no, it is. We have to factor it in.
My bad.
Are you guys, are we okay with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen? Is there any massive...
Nana was great all year long as well.
Yeah, he was good.
I can't argue against Ter Stegen.
I don't know if there's one true
because we'll argue later down the line for sure. So let's, maybe start, and if everyone's happy with Ter Stegen...
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I think he's the one.
Mikey makes a good point though. Like, if we're looking at clean sheets and stuff, he really was one of the reasons why Barcelona, I think, won the title this year. Honestly, as somebody who watches La Liga.
Yeah, all those goals he scored. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right, James. All right, let's move on to Albert here with centre back.
Yes.
Min-Jae, Napoli.
I like that,
dude. I love Napoli. We've been talking about Napoli all season long. So it was. For the left-sided center back, it was between him and actually Alessandro Bastoni, and I went with him because Napoli won it. I think the best defensive record in the Serie A. No coincidence that I think he missed his second leg of the quarterfinal against AC Milan, and Napoli really struggled. I think he's probably the defender of the year in Serie A. Him and Bastoni are probably neck and neck. I'd probably go with the South Korean, but I can't find any other left-footed center back that even comes close to those two.
Linked to United too.
Yeah, great play. He was linked to Spurs forever, and obviously
cheap release clause. Apparently, I think it's around 50-60 million his release clause this summer. So
if I'm Napoli, you got to keep him though, man.
Good luck.
Napoli's got a real tough summer coming up. I think there's a lot of targets on their top players' backs, right? And can they afford to keep them? I'm not sure they can. So that's a good kind of off the board pick a little bit. Yeah, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, we're all happy there.
Yeah,
moving on.
Can't argue.
All right. Well, I had. Center back there, Ruben Diaz. I don't really think there's much to say against him. He was, one of City's best performers, great defender, obviously won the treble. Shout out, though, to Ronald Araujo at Barca, because he was also one of the reasons him and Ter Stegen, I think, were fantastic. He's such a leader on that team, but when you look at what Ruben Diaz has accomplished with City, I think you have to give it to him. In fact, James also picked him, and then I said, no.
Who ended up being the man of the match in the Champions League final? Do we know? I can't remember.
Man of the match?
Rodri?
I think it was Rodri,
yeah. It could have been him, by the way. It could have been Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
He was so good. He won every single battle.
But, I mean, if you're looking at center back in the center there, is there anyone that...
I think he's probably the best centre half in world football right now.
Like, what about Vardiol?
Great pick on his way to Man City, actually.
Potentially.
Is the rumor.
Record-breaking deal, apparently, if they want the most money for
crazy.
any defender.
Listen, in the World Cup, he was the best centre-back, I think. Right?
Yeah,
he was incredible.
definitely.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I
I think he was good during the club scene. Maybe not the level, and he didn't get the spotlight he got in the World Cup.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Still, but, I mean, Ruben Diaz, you can't really debate it.
No.
Like, he is the leader at that Man City
Ruben
back
Diaz,
line.
Araujo, Militao was great for Real Madrid this season, actually, as well, to be fair. But I don't think there's anyone quite on the Diaz level. Yeah? We're happy with that?
I mean, Harry Maguire was there.
Sandro
goodbye.
Martinez.
Martinez is actually a
I
good
actually
try.
thought about him,
If he
I must
didn't,
admit.
maybe get injured, great shout. I mean, Varane's there too. There's a couple, but I don't think there's anyone that's necessarily
William
better.
Saliba could probably get that.
Saliba was a
Yeah.
guy I debated with. Yeah. Great pick.
He was
He
really
could have slipped in there quite easily.
They read up. He extended with Arsenal too.
Yeah, great. No, not for you. All right, moving on to the other side here. Albert, you wanted Bastoni, and James gave you Bastoni.
Yeah, I think we should quickly mention the formation here, right? Now we're in 4-4-2,
Yeah.
right? We know, 4-3-3s and 3-4-3s are popular, but 3-5-2 kind of last month or so has become, kind of in vogue a little bit.
Yeah.
Allows you to get an extra midfielder in there. So we understand it's not the perfect formation, but for this and for debate, I think it works, as we'll find out later on. Yeah. And listen, formation, schmormation, as Pep once said. Or was that Cliff Fletcher? I'm not sure. One of those things. That's SNL, Maple Leaf Hockey. Anyway, Bastoni. Listen, as Bernie mentioned, like for Inter Milan, he was absolutely brilliant throughout the season. They were good defensively, not great domestically, but in the Champions League, they were really good. And I was trying to go a little bit off the board a little bit with him. Not the typical choice at centre back. So Bastoni's a young guy being linked with some more big clubs. We'll see if Inter can keep him this summer. Be interesting, but a really cultured centre back. Who works in a 3.
Yeah.
I can't really debate it. I mean, I'm running out of center backs in my mind at this
All
point.
right.
I think the only guy is William Saliba. I think.
But injuries take a toll. Listen, guys, so far with our keeper and our 3 defenders back there, we are doing really well. But now it's where it gets a little interesting in that midfield. We'll start off on the left side with Mikey saying having Bukayo Saka.
On the right side, yeah.
Sorry, on the right side. Yep, that's me. Right wing back here, Bukayo Saka. Mikey, tell us why you picked him.
I mean, I think this was the year where he really took that step forward and emerged as one of the best players in the world. He was, if not Odegaard, then Saka was probably the most important player on that Arsenal team. You take Saka out of that side, they finished nowhere close to the level that they finished. What is it, 15 goals, 11 assists this season? I mean, the numbers also back it up, but it's not just the numbers. It's what he's developed into in terms of being a guy that can drive at defenders, beat guys 1v1, and kind of do it all for this Arsenal team. So, yeah, for him taking that next step, Arsenal was one of the best stories that we saw this year. Bukayo Saka was probably one of the biggest reasons for that.
Yeah, I'm good with Bukayo Saka there. I think Bernardo Silva probably deserves a shout.
Yeah.
And
On his way to PSG, by the way.
He's so under the radar, but he's excellent because he's not that athletic. He's just incredible with the ball. He can pass, he can score, he can do it all. He was great in the Champions League. I think it was the second leg against Real Madrid. It was phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he keeps Riyad Mahrez at the team.
That's
Exactly. Tells you a lot, right?
So would you guys would take Bukayo Saka over Bernardo Silva?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's more dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's why, and he's getting better as well every season, and he's English.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm taking him. Actually,
So
shout out
biased.
to our editor, Edwin. He said Bukayo Saka has no business being in this team. I shared this with him.
He's a United fan.
Yeah.
Who did you want? Anthony in there?
No.
Honestly, that was tough. I was debating
Wow.
weren't.
It was
No, you
not
weren't.
tight. You would have got booted off the show. All right, Bukayo
Sorry,
Saka. All right, so up next then we have to his left. This is James Sharman, Jude Bellingham, and well, I might have something to say about that. But
Well,
please
listen, did he watch Borussia Dortment this year? And who was their best player? It was Jude
yeah, they're
Bellingham.
bottling it in the last game.
Last
Classic
game. So you're going to judge him on
Bundesliga.
one game, are you? He's added
Yeah.
goals now to his whole CV. There's a reason why Real Madrid have paid £114 million for him. He's there officially today. Actually, they announced their signing. Jude Bellingham's going to be a future England captain, maybe a future Real Madrid captain. He has every part of what a world-class player needs to have. He brings it to the table. So I don't think you can really debate Jude Bellingham being this team, can you?
Oh, I can debate.
What about Kevin De
right
Bruyne?
ahead.
Kevin De Bruyne?
Are you kidding me? Like
What about-
that's Kevin's spot, and that's who should be there. I'll be honest with you. But what happened was I gave you two, the center mids there. Both of you thinking that the other would choose KDB.
Well, there's an issue up front with that as well. We'll get to that later.
Oh, yeah, okay. We'll talk about it. We'll
but
talk
you're right.
about it.
Listen, of course, De Bruyne could get in that team.
Well, De Bruyne should be there over Bellingham.
But I
Not to
didn't
take
care
away
so much
from
about right side, left side. Just give me a
Yeah.
midfield
What about
five.
Martin Odegaard?
Yeah, honestly, that's a great shout.
He can get in there.
There's good central midfielders. I put Bellingham above him right now.
Yeah, shout out for
this
our boy.
Season? He had a better season?
Amrabat,
both great seasons.
We love him.
They're both great seasons. I'm not saying one had a terrible season. No. Both great. I would take Bellingham in my team right now before Odegaard, yes.
Right, we got to talk criteria.
Yeah, I don't know about that yet either. Also, KDB over both of them. In my opinion, he should be there over both of them. Like, KDB should be on this team.
Yeah.
He's fragile. When the moments get tough, he keeps breaking himself.
Oh, Jay.
Every Champions League final.
We all remember Stefan Eustáquio nutmegging him at the World Cup. So,
Jesus, here we go.
He's also a little bit boring, Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay, you know? So yeah, that's why.
Listen, after
ridiculous.
You win trophies, and I just went home, spent time with my family.
So KDB isn't going to be on the best 11. KDB isn't going to be on the best 11.
He's not going to be fun going out for some
Sharman, you were saying
with.
KDB should not be on the best 11.
Well, clearly not.
Clip it.
Yeah, that's it.
He wasn't great all year, you know. He was great down the stretch. Yeah. He had a pretty poor
He was
first
City's
3 or 4
best
months
player.
of the season.
I think he was more important to Manchester City
debatable.
than Haaland. More important. He fed Haaland half of those
51 goals are pretty important.
Pretty important, but I think tactically he was way more important. He's like the engine that makes City run.
Right, but we're not debating, Haaland versus De Bruyne. It's Bellingham v De Bruyne.
Yeah, and it's KDB the entire
honestly,
way.
If you're building a team tomorrow, like with a blank canvas, and you can pick one of them, right now you're picking Jude Bellingham.
Hold on.
Wait, who is picking Jude Bellingham?
Throw the age in there.
That's tough. I mean,
Jude Bellingham's 19 years old. He went for 114 million euros or pounds.
Yeah.
KDB would go for more than that if he went today.
Zing!
And he's like 10 years older at least.
I'm not saying KDB's a bad footballer. He's incredible. He's probably arguably the best midfielder the Premier League seen
in the world,
for a very long time. Right? Maybe ever. But I'm saying this season alone, Bellingham didn't take a match off this year. He didn't.
No, that's why he looks so exhausted.
You can bank on him.
Mm-hmm. If you're building a team for one season or building a team for the future,
no, we're basing it on this past season.
Okay. No, I'm just saying, moving forward, if you had to pick, if you're building a team...
That's not the question. Now we're getting into semantics.
That's the question I'm asking. If you're building a team for one season...
One season?
Who do you take?
It's KDB, all day.
Yeah.
After this season, I'm taking Bellingham. After the career, the best KDB versus the best Bellingham, I'm taking KDB.
We haven't seen the best Bellingham. We don't know.
We haven't seen the best Bellingham.
Yeah, this might be it. He could peak. We don't know.
He's not going to peak at 19.
I don't think he is, but I'm just saying we don't know. We are speaking.
Pretty sure about that.
No,
but he's not peaked at 19.
This is your English bias coming.
I kind of wish
it's not my English bias.
Yeah.
I put Bastoni at...
So stats wise, Jude Bellingham actually had a really good season. 14 goals, 7 assists in 42 appearances. Right, all competitions. Right. Kevin De Bruyne, 49 appearances, 10 goals. Wait for it. 31 assists.
That's insane because he had the big man up top.
That's the only reason why.
What? Because somebody had to feed them. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm not saying KDB is a bad footballer.
And he only assisted on 8 of Haaland goals, by the way. Just 8.
Yeah.
So he was doing everything else.
And you said central midfielder too, right? You said central midfielder. That was what I was given there, right? It wasn't the right-sided central midfielder, was it?
I don't think it was, but KDB could play there.
I'm not. Yeah, I know he can.
Oh,
but you got 5 midfielders, and I've been told to pick one midfielder, and I chose Bellingham.
I don't think.
You know who I would take over both of them? Kavica Kvaratskhelia. That's why I put him.
Well, we'll get to.
You know what?
Then.
He's not a center mid, but I'm like, I got to get this guy into this team. He had a fantastic season. 12 goals, 10 assists, top assist guy in Serie A. In terms of dribbling pass players, one-on-one, only Rafael Leao had more than him in Serie A. He's only going to get better. I hope he stays at Napoli. Probably not going to happen. But if I'm building a team next season, I'm taking him over Bellingham and KDB. Just throwing out.
I can't get over 31 assists.
No,
that is
can't
insane.
even talk about
you said
this.
what? 12 assists there?
8 to Haaland.
No, 12.
10 assists.
10 assists.
KDB is
had
not on
31
Dude,
assists.
I assume someone was taking.
I did not choose. I chose 2 of these players.
You know what he is? He's a flat track bully. That's why.
Gets
him against these
one-dimensional player.
The majority of those assists.
Anyone for you guys get in there above Kvara? Maybe a John Stones kind of.
No.
No, okay.
I loved how we had some Napoli love in there. Again, I think Odegaard probably.
I threw him in there because he needed to make the team. He wasn't going to be one of the strikers. He wasn't going to be on the left side. So
don't worry, Osimhen didn't make it though.
I mean, he's certainly getting there ahead of TF and Hernandez. But anyway, keep going.
All right. So we have Rodri. This is Mikey's
Shocking.
pick. There's I don't think there's any
Who's sorry? Oh,
Rodri hanging in the back there. I mean, come on.
Camavinga.
No, not better than Rodri this season. Camavinga's been great, but not better than Rodri.
The only one who's remotely close is Casemiro. That's the only one who's remotely close.
I like that
but
a lot.
Rodri on Manchester City, second in the Premier League in passes completed, most line-breaking passes in the Premier League, second best pass completion in the Premier League, and I think what's most impressive is that he played the most minutes on Man City when Pep Guardiola loves to rotate his side. He played about 45 matches for Man City, and that's you can't drop him. He's just that important to that squad. So.
And all those stats you mentioned there, number 1 in the Champions League as well. Just all-out dominant performance, and I'm so happy he scored the goal in the final because he got dropped in 2020 or whenever it was. And 21 was it? Yeah, I can't keep count. But unheralded, but just does the little things that every team needs. Mr. Reliable, he's brilliant, and he scored the goal. So
the metronome for that team.
And he's got the look.
I saw a lot of people comparing him to Busquets because he's now going to go captain Spain against Italy, and it really is. He is that exact player. Like, fantastic. All right, well, we are all happy with Rodri here. Yeah. James isn't going to like my pick here. Left wing back Theo Hernandez.
You got Theo Hernandez.
All right, so here's how I went through this. There's a couple of players that could be there. Our own Alphonso Davies, injured all season, or for a lot of it. If he wasn't, probably a great shot.
Fair enough.
Zinchenko, same thing. Injured, not great. Alejandro Balde for Barcelona actually had a fantastic season, but I don't think he was maybe as influential as Theo Hernandez was to AC Milan. This guy has so much pace. He creates chances. He also defends. And then the cherry on top was him for France this season. I know you didn't love it, but at the World Cup, he was absolutely crucial for that French team.
Outside of Rafael Leao, he was their AC Milan's best player in the Champions League. Wasn't even close.
But I also found... Sorry.
No, I'll say you could put Leao there, though. I'm thinking more like wingers. That's why I put Saka there.
That's a good shout, actually. Yeah, I like that.
My boy DeMarco from Inter Milan was great all year.
Game he had.
Fantastic.
I think that's the thing. I went more defensive-minded, but if you were to go like forward, you could.
Marcus Rashford?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
so I think it depends on.
Yeah,
I went defensive on this, so I'll just say that right now. But no, there's that. Like, do you guys have anyone else? Maybe if we're thinking more forward-minded, you could put somebody else in there. But I think if you're going defensively, honestly, left wing backs this year.
I can't think of anybody else, honestly, that's better than him on that side. If you're going left wing back,
what about maybe? I mean, Nathan Ake played a lot at left back this year. Could he be thrown into that left wing back position?
He's in the conversation, but I don't think he's there at that level.
Even Akanji plays some left wing back, some left back,
really
whatever you call that position.
He's a bit of an unbalanced team in fairness, right? Because it's a 3-5-2 and not all these players play 3-5-2s.
Yeah. Well, you get the defensive protection from Theo, right?
Yeah.
So the tactics.
I mean, let's be honest, he kind of stands out as being the weak link, perhaps, in that 11. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
So far. Don't you, Sarah? I mean, if you look at...
Do you know what, though? To be fair, when I was going through this, though, look at who I said. Zinchenko injured, Davies injured, Balde, okay, he's like his first real... The left wing backs, I was going through it. I was like, oh my God, no one
definitely the most sparse position, I think, in world football.
Exactly, and that's why I was like, he stood out, though, when I was looking in that position. But yeah, on this team, you're kind of like, oh, interesting, I wouldn't have thought that.
Actually, Luke Shaw had a really good season.
I thought about Luke Shaw, but...
Centre-back at times as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was a bit all over the place. So, yeah, it was a bit of a tricky one. Okay, let's move up front, because it doesn't matter if you score 52 goals this season. You're not getting picked for our team, Erling Haaland.
No.
Let's start.
I assumed he was being picked for
okay,
what does that say right there? I'm sure somebody picked Haaland.
Okay, so once again, we'll start off with James on the left.
Yeah.
Kylian and
which is controversial. Now,
Mbappe.
had I have chosen Mbappe 24 hours ago, fair enough, but I wouldn't have picked him today because of all the crap he's putting PSG through. Once again, I'm so bored of him. And listen, he had a decent French season. He led the league once again. He was great in the World Cup final. I can't get over the final.
I think more so
I can't get it out of my head.
The World Cup was much more influential.
It was incredible.
Than
I haven't seen a performance like that. I don't know if ever.
Right.
It was just mind-blowing. That's why I put him there. And listen, we know he doesn't like playing centrally, but it's a 3-5-2. And he's not a wing-back. So I put him in there, but I can understand why there might be debate there.
Yeah, I'm fine with Mbappe thinking that there's no Haaland, but I went Harry Kane.
I know you did.
And I already heard Victor Osimhen.
Yeah,
I don't know what else. What I don't understand, and I get it, he plays for Tottenham. That's not why.
Vinicius
But that's not why.
But
hold on, let me talk about Kane first. We're talking about Vinicius and all these other players. Kane gets shit on. It's unbelievable. What else do you want this guy to do? Only Haaland.
Who shits on him, though?
Only Haaland scored more than him. Only Haaland. How does he not get into that team? He gets above Osimhen, he gets above Vinicius, he gets above Benzema.
I'm
30 goals, 26 different teams, 40% of Spurs goals. You look at Napoli, you want to go to Osimhen. They had like 25 different goal scorers.
You pick Kane, assuming that everyone's against you, but I don't think anyone's
He's
against
literally
you.
like crying.
We're all saying, fair enough.
It's like he gets no credit. I don't understand. When it comes to top strikers in the world,
he gets
dismissed. This season,
he's been linked with a move to United for 110 million pounds.
Real Madrid.
I don't know where that
Real
came
Madrid,
from. I don't know where that came from, by the way. I kind of just blew up there.
Yeah,
That's you're holding something back.
It's like a goodbye kind of thing.
It is a little bit. Yeah, go out on a high here. Listen, I think people rate Harry Kane, don't you?
Yeah,
I don't think he's underrated.
I don't know,
he's
man.
England captain.
Is he at the point where people rate him so highly he's overrated?
Could well be that. Because he does every year's good.
But if you score 30 goals in one season, is that overrated?
So overrated, he's underrated.
That's what you're rating him as.
Well,
listen, he had a fantastic campaign on a
team
really
of the
average
season,
Spurs
best
team.
11 of the season. I think he might be slightly overrated.
no. So then everyone on that list is overrated.
No, come on, man.
Well, listen, I mean, why is Osimhen suddenly deserving of the starting spot and not Harry Kane?
Mm-hmm.
He deserves to be on there, perhaps. Great season, Osimhen. Brilliant, but look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Kane had more goals,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he did.
I say that without,
he did.
without having...
No, he did.
He did, right?
Yeah.
On an average
But
Spurs team.
Osimhen, credit to
with no service.
Osimhen, he missed a lot of games due to injury.
Yeah, I think
right.
goals
There's
per 90, Osimhen probably
Yeah,
more
there's
goals.
more.
Yeah.
Sorry, before you were blowing up about Kane, because I was talking about Mbappe,
That's our
which was
social clip, by the way.
crazy.
That's our social
We hadn't
clip
even
for
gotten to the
sure.
player,
I thought
and
you were
Albert
going
just
the
had
other
an emotional breakdown. But if Mbappe and the World Cup didn't happen this season, does Vinny get the spot over Mbappe based on club season?
No, you know what? Vinny should have got that left wing back spot.
Yeah, now you mention it.
Now that I
shoulda
think
got
about
that
it, but
left wing back
as I said,
spot.
I was going defensively. But I would.
And plus,
I
he's a
would
Real Madrid
take-
player, and there's no way.
Yeah,
they
there's no way
should
she
have
could put
a
him
Real
on.
Madrid
That's not
player.
What are you talking about?
If you're going like 4-3-3, it's Vinny's spot on the left. It's not even close.
Hundo P.
Hundo P, what the hell's that?
Hundo P is 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
James,
Come
don't show
on,
your
Shaq.
age.
I-
We're on camera.
I'm sorry, you young people are stupid.
Oh my god.
Now you can start saying Hundo P.
Hundo P.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it right back to me. Hundo P.
Yeah, Hundo
His
P.
career, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall, anyone that we're specifically, I have to bring it up, obviously, Messi.
Ronaldo.
Messi with the World Cup, and he still had a good season for
Yeah.
PSG, but
If I
I think
computed
formation.
that we're including the World Cup, Messi's in there. It's not even close. Like
Perfect.
So who's not in there?
Harry
Take
Kane,
out whoever you want.
Who's not in
Harry
there?
Kane's not in there if you're including the World
Bukayo
Cup.
Saka's not in there.
Come
So he's
on.
a
Yeah, because
wing back now?
Messi's going to play right
He walks around the pitch.
Messi's allowed to do whatever he wants. Okay.
Yeah, Messi.
We should
If you
do
made it-
a
if it was-
Saudi team of the season next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, well, I know
Yeah.
3 players.
How about N'Golo Kante getting 100 million a season? By the way,
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, good for him.
I love N'Golo Kante
The
too.
next one that's gonna go over there from Serie A.
Everyone's Lukaku.
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 Yeah, because he doesn't want to go back to Chelsea to save his life.
Go to Saudi Arabia.
to save his life.
All right,
Germany, why you go there?
staying away from that one.
Yeah, no, I don't. Sorry, I'm still looking at this too. I'm just seeing if there's any holes. Anyone want to shout out anyone else that we haven't?
Who had great years. I mean,
Well, we don't have any MLS players in there.
Yeah, we
Could-
should,
well, the season's
right?
just started.
Well, last season too, I guess you can factor. in.
Right.
Yeah.
Would anyone even come close to making
No.
the team? No.
Team of the sea, like, probably not.
You would know better than most.
Probably not. Like, Hani Mukhtar won MVP in MLS last season.
This is also
he's a
top
heck
5
of a player.
leagues, right? And MLS
Europe.
isn't there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6th, right?
We need
Yeah.
to define
Yeah.
criteria.
It'll get
next
there.
time.
I'm sure it will. So really, I think they will one day, but not right now.
Albert, don't say a word.
We should do like a worst team of the season.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that later in the week. That'll be fun.
You don't want to.
Oh
There's a
my
great joke there somewhere, isn't there? I'm
God.
trying to think what it is.
Oh, that's fun.
It'll
Oh,
come
maybe
to me.
we'll do
Worst
that.
Worst
All
team of the
right.
year. Like,
Our biggest flop.
just
of the
put
season,
Southampton
yeah.
in there.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Ooh, Billy's Oh, well. All right.
Put Chelsea's 29 players in there.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
there you
leave
go.
it at that, guys. A very interesting combined starting 11 for our best 11
Yeah.
of the season in Europe Tops 5. Sorry if we offended any
I still
of
don't know
you.
why I broke down on Harry Kane. By the way, I have no idea.
He's,
why.
I know
he
exactly
literally
why. I'm
made
still
the
trying to-
squad.
I
and
got
you're-
like my blood pressure went up.
You've been backing this guy for so many years
I know.
for nothing.
This might be the last time I talk about him as a Spurs player.
Spurs player, yeah, maybe. Mikey hopes so.
All right. Well, on that note, season's done. Hopefully you guys agree with some of this. Maybe you won't. We'll see what you guys think when we post this all on our social medias.
Everyone's
Kevin De
different.
Bruyne.
Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.